Are you tired of fear holding you back? Because what if I told you it's just an energy that you can learn to control? In this video, I'm going to share with you some things I did in my own life that helped me overcome fear and anxiety, and it made my life tremendously better. Just changing the way I think mostly. And I'm hoping what I'm going to share with you will just help eliminate fear, or at least help you control it, start controlling it better. The first thing I want to talk about is we have to understand that fear is energy. And as an energetic vibration, it is on the lowest frequency. So with joy and happiness, abundance and love on the highest frequency, fear and despair and hopelessness and powerlessness is on the lowest frequency. So I think the first step in overcoming your fear is just realizing what it is and realizing when you're feeling it. And you may think that sounds silly, but I know in my own life that I would have fear-based thoughts and I wasn't even aware that I was having fear-based thoughts. I used to disguise some of my motherly fear as caring, but what it really was is me giving bad energy to my children or to the situation. And so fear is an energy, and we need to be aware of it when it's there, and we need to know that we can control it. And what I often do is I tell myself, this is something that obviously I'm feeling the fear, that feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I'll shift it by saying, but that's probably not even going to happen. In fact, what's probably going to happen is that everything's going to be just fine because I know that everything's always working for my highest good. And then I'll elaborate on that. Like, let's say I was having, how you have the up and down with your finances, you'll have lots and then money will go out and then it'll come back in. But when you're on that going out part, sometimes you have to say, oh, I've got a lot going out. I know that more money's coming back in. In fact, all my life, I've always had all the money I needed. And I was just thinking this morning regarding money that I haven't been late or unable to pay a bill in 17 years. I really struggled with that for a while in my life because I went through a terrible divorce. But I told myself that because I have a lot going out right now. And I was like, oh, I'm glad payday is Friday because I have a lot going out. I'll be glad to come and see it come back in. But I could feel that little bit of like that awareness I was having of like, oh wait, my bank account's getting lower than I like. And I had to focus on, but yet more is coming very soon. And I've always had all the money I needed. And that's sort of how I combated that with the opposite of, I didn't focus on lack. I focus on the abundance that's coming, the abundance that always finds me. I always have all I need. I haven't even been late on a payment at all in 17 years, So that's how I shifted that little bit of fear I guess I was feeling this morning. Does that make sense? So you can focus on, I like to always say there's no problems, only solutions. Because your mind, fear focus, it thrives in a mind that's full of chaos. And so if you can give some clarity, some guideline, a direction for your thoughts to follow, you can control your fear so much better. And it took me years to figure that one out. So our thoughts create our reality. And ask yourself, is this fear based on truth, or is this just my mind sort of projecting the worst possible outcome? Because we do that. It's sort of like it's a protection thing we do. We think of the worst possible outcome. And when that becomes your continuous habit, you're just miserable. So be aware of your thoughts And if you are projecting the worst possible outcome, because shift that and think of the best possible outcome. And that will help you so much. And number 2, I kind of already talked about, is law of vibration. And like I mentioned, fear is the lowest vibration. Fear vibrates at that lowest frequency, and love, courage, gratitude, all of that's a higher frequency. So when you start feeling the fear, start focusing on love, start focusing on joy, start focusing on gratitude, and combat that fear. Like, you can instantly raise your vibration with just taking a deep breath, thinking about all the good things in your life, think about all the times you've overcome all of your problems, and go back to something that made you really joyful and focus on that and feel those feelings. And it's an immediate vibration lifter that will help you tremendously when you're dealing with the fear. And I don't think we should ever suppress our fear. I think we should feel the feeling of the fear and know that it's just, based on a thought most of the time. And, we're projecting the worst possible outcome most of the time. And, feel those feelings and say, but I can change this. Everything's always working for my good. And then start doing those other practices, like thinking of times you were joyful, thinking of things that happened that you overcame, seeing how life was always working for your highest good, and that is not going to stop. You're always divinely guided, divinely protected, divinely healed, and divinely provided for. That's actually an affirmation that I always use, and you can use it too because it's helped me so much. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that there's always an opposite. So it's called the law of polarity. And, if fear exists, then so does courage. If you can feel fear, you can feel courage. And both of those energies are always available to you, and you just have to learn to shift your focus. So when fear arises, instead of asking yourself, what if this goes all wrong? Direct your thought to ask, what if this goes all right? And I had to do this recently because, I had a job change. Not a huge change. I stayed in the same department, but I took a different position from doing a certain position for a really long time that I'm pretty masterful at. And I have to go learn something new, and I won't, I'll be a novice. And it's hard, to give that up and to relearn learn new things. But I'm looking at it as an adventure. I'm looking at it as a whole new skill set that will make me more valuable. And I'm really excited about it. I'm choosing not to be afraid, because I had a few fear doubts come into my mind about the whole situation, but I'm choosing not to focus on that. So here's an affirmation that you can use to help you combat. If you don't use mine, I'm safe, I'm guided, I'm thriving, and confidently moving forward. And remember to always give gratitude. When you focus on those good things that's already in your life, it really just shrinks fear away. And remember that fear can't control a mind that's rooted in love and faithfulness and gratitude. And, fear is powerful, but you're more powerful. You are. And by mastering your thoughts and just learning to shift your vibration, you can eliminate fear, and you can step into your strength, your true strength, the person who you really are, the person who you came here to be. Because you came here to be a creator and to live life to the fullest. And don't let fear step in the way of that. Life is really precious, and so are you. You can overcome this. This is nothing compared. Fear is nothing compared to the power that you have. Okay? And you have to believe that. It's the truth. So remember, you're stronger than your fears, and the universe is always, always, always working in your greatest good, toward your greatest good, in your best interest. You're so loved, and I really hope this resonated with you. And if you could give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment about how you've overcome fear or certain fears that you might have that you need help with, I'd be glad to reply and give you some pointers of what I've done to overcome my own fears. And I just really appreciate you watching, and thanks for being here and being a part of this as I learn and grow and you learn and grow. I really hope that this helps you feel a feeling of increase, and I hope it empowers you to know that you can overcome fear. You don't have to live your life with that big mountain in front of you that you just can't climb. You can climb it. You can overcome anything. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you.